I've been working a lot on accountability recently. This idea that you tell yourself or you tell somebody else that you're going to do something, and then hopefully you do it. But sometimes you don't, right? I think accountability towards others is much easier. So, for example, if I uh, tell my son that we're going to go play soccer in the afternoon, it's very difficult for me to not do that because I've kind of committed to him to do it. But the problem with accountability and ourselves is I can tell myself, I'm going to go for a run 3 times a week, or I will try to respond to most emails within 24 hours, or whatever it is. But there's nobody really holding us up on that. And so it's easy for other priorities to creep in and take precedent. So, with all the founders that I work with all the CEOs that I work with, they all have systems in place, right? They have to-do lists, they have team meetings, they have deadlines, they have project plans, they have all these things. Um, and yet they still struggle with this accountability to themselves. And I think it comes down to a couple of different things. One, it's not entirely clear what's important, right? So we have a lot of things to do, but we cannot or we did not prioritize them in a way so we know these are the most important things. That makes accountability difficult because I don't have the top three necessarily. I can always do something else or let something else creep in. Number two is it's difficult to say no to other people to stay on track and do the things that you want to do, right? So this idea that we're always trying to be in service of others, and the accountability then towards others takes precedent or trumps the accountability towards ourselves. And then third is many of the things we have to do we don't really want to do, and so it's super easy for us to I'll just do something else instead because this thing that I have to do is unpleasant, and that's where accountability slips. So if you are struggling with getting the right things done in the right time in the right way, you can of course write it down, you can of course prioritize it, you can of course tell everybody else about it, but it comes down to your own willingness to essentially endure and commit the pain associated with saying no to others, saying no to other things, and actually putting your butt in seat and doing the things that you want to do. With all this, I've worked on this idea for a while now, which is kind of an accountability group where I'll put together a large group of people in a digital environment, and we will acknowledge and sort of we'll talk about what our objectives are for the period, whether it be a week, whether 2 weeks or a month, and then the other part people in the group would keep you accountable to that and help you do those things. We'll have video calls. We might have some one-on-one coaching from me. Um, I've shared this idea with around 200 founders at this point, and the feedback is overwhelmingly yes, this is needed. And of course, how we're going to do it, we'll have to figure out. But if you're interested in joining us on this journey, you can respond to this or let me know in any way you want. And I'll send you the details once we're ready to go live with it. All right. So, accountability, remember, knowing what to do in which order, and then actually doing it, even though it might be painful. Those are the three things to remember. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let me know if there's anything else I should talk about on video or record podcast on, which I'm also doing now, or write about. I'm always happy to get your feedback.